Hey guys, this is Eve with Scrapbooking with Me, and we're going to do a real quick card, and I'm going to use this die that I got from Maymay. This is a Gina Marie design die, and it is just the birch trees that you see out in the forest in different places. I fell in love with this die when I saw it on her website, so I sent her a message and asked her did she have an extra if I could get one, and she said sure. So she sent me this die, and we're going to do a card. I'm going to do a couple of cards with it, but today I'm going to do a real quick one because I don't have a lot of time. So I went ahead and cut this out of white paper, and it cuts out very, very smooth. I have a cardstock in the back that is 5.5 by 4.25. So what we're going to do first is we're going to tape this cardstock down right at that fold where it folds right there. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to do some inking, and I don't want my inking to get on the back of my card. So this is going to be the front. I need to tape it a little bit straighter than that. There we go. So we're going to do some inking down here. Now what I'm after is this bottom. I want it to look real dark and kind of a little bit of green, but a lot of dark, so that it'll look kind of like it's in the night in the forest. So we're going to start out with our brushes, and this is Vintage Photo. We're just going to start brushing a little bit of that on the bottom and just brush up. Turn my brush as I go across. And that's going to give us a little bit of dark in there. I'll add just a little bit more. I see all of those big designers use these and put their ink on with it, and I can't do it. Mine doesn't go on as smooth as theirs does, so I have to I like to use these brushes. They're just a lot easier, quicker, and to me I can get a better application on here with the brushes. Now I'm going into Iced Spruce, and as you can see, I'm using just a brush that I have used on the greens and the blues because I'm not going to try to separate all these colors. I want them actually to blend in there. See, it's beginning to look like a dark forest in the back there. Now I'm going to go in with some peeled paint. I'm going to do that lightly because I don't want a lot of that to show up. And these are the Distress Oxide. I think this is the second maybe release that we have here, or that I'm using, but we do have the new release in stock. I think there's a couple more bundles if you want one. Now I'm going to go back to the Vintage Photo because I want it a little bit darker than what I've got there. But see how the brush makes it look like little grass particles sticking up there? You just can't get that with one of those little blending tools. And if you don't have this type brush, you can use a paintbrush as long as it's kind of stiff. This one is a little bit stiff, so just grab you a paintbrush and go to work. Or we have some of these in stock. I think Maymay might have some of these in stock as well. Alright, I think that is as dark as we're going to get on that. Now I'm going to take our broken china. See my little deer there. I cut out a little deer with my Cricut. I'm going to take this brush, and all I'm going to do is just take a paper towel and go back and forth with the brush just to get some of that green off. Doesn't matter if I have all of it off or not, because I do want some green up in here as well. And I want this to be real sketchy. So that's why I'm going like this instead of to the side. I want it to be real sketchy. Use your brush up and down if you want it to be kind of sketchy like this. Okay, and then we're going to go back in with a little bit of that peel paint. I'm just going to leave my brush just like it is. I'm not going to wipe it off. Okay, and that kind of gives us our sky. So I think that's all I'm going to do on that. Put those over there. And I leave my brushes just like this. I don't clean them up until they get kind of, you know, tons of paint on there, and then I take them and wash them. We're going to lay those aside. Now what we're going to do is do some stamping, and I'm going to bring out my vintage photo, my peeled paint, and my iced spruce. And I have some stamps that are from this stamp set. It's Inka Dinka Doo. We had these in the shop last year. And let's see, if I can find these, I will. It's called Woodland Wonderland, and I absolutely love it. It's got all kinds of stamps on there. I'm going to use this one, and then this one. So first off, we're going to stamp the tallest tree, and I'm going to use this peel paint to stamp that one in there. We're just going to kind of stamp them close to the bottom. Doesn't have to be right at the bottom. They're real sketchy, so they don't have to be perfect. Now I'll just take my towel and wipe that off. And then we're going to take the iced spruce, and we're going to take these 3 little trees, and we're going to go in with those. Okay. Again, we're going to take our towel, wipe that off, put our ice spruce away, and then I'm going to take this vintage photo. I'm going to take this little tree, and we're just going to stamp it in some different places. Okay, I think that will work for our trees at the bottom. Now this is going to lay down on here just like this, and you can see in the background, you can see those trees. That looked like a mess before we put this on top of it, didn't it? I think that is super cute. I think I want one more tree right here though. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that tall tree, but I don't want it to go over these, so I'm just going to kind of mask that off a little bit. And I think I'll just take this tape and just lay it down here and kind of mask that off. And then take my peel paint again. I just kind of want the top of that tree to show. There we go. So that makes it look like it's further in the background. We're going to do one over here too, I think. Oh yeah, that made it look a lot different. I think I should have come down a little bit on that one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mask that, and I'm gonna take this little stamp and I'll fill that in. And I'll probably just fill it in with some of this. Then you won't be able to tell that I didn't come down all the way there. There we go. Always ways to fix it. If nothing else, I'll put bling on it. There. I think that works much better. Now, we put this on the top, so we can glue that down just like that. But I want the bottom of these trees to have a little bit of color on them, because they need just a tiny bit, not a lot. So I'm just going to take my brushes that have that paint on them. I'm not going to add any more paint to them. And I'm going to go back and forth across these. And this will do two things. It'll add a little bit of, it's almost like shading to the side. And then it adds just a little bit of color on there. So see, it's got just a little bit of shading on the side where we drug that brush across that way. And then we'll go into that peel paint just a little bit. And add a little of that down there as well. Because you don't want this to be so stark white that it kind of takes away from the rest of your picture. There we go. I think that is enough. Let's bring this back over. And we're ready to glue that down right there. So we'll take our art glitter glue and go on the back. Give us a little bit of glue all the way around. So I take my towel and I just go over the top and blot it so that I can make sure that all of that ink is nice and dry and I won't get it on my hands in different places. Then we're ready to put our little deer down here. And I'm just going to sit him right there, but I'm going to put him up on some pop dots, I do believe. If I can find what I did with them. As I said yesterday, my desk is a wreck. My husband and I have been cutting, getting ready for Made It Con, and we've got things all over the place. But I'm getting so excited because it's almost time. I can't wait to meet some of you guys. All right, put your little deer. Make sure you put his feet down to the bottom so that he doesn't look like he's just kind of floating in the air. You don't want your little deer to be floating. He's not a reindeer, he's just a deer. So he can't fly. Look at that, isn't that cute? And this would be a nice card for a man. Now you could go ahead and put a sentiment on the front of this if you want to. I don't think I'm going to put a sentiment on the front. I think I'm going to stamp something on the inside. And let's see what. And this stamp just says, I just wanted to brighten your day. And I'm going to stamp that on the inside right there. And grab a stamp block. We're going to stamp this with our VersaFine ink. There we are. And And that is it. That is your card. Not any easier than that. I am going to make an eye for my little deer. I just think he needs an eye. There we go. That is it. That is the card for today. If you want to purchase this die from Maymay, I will have it linked below. I think they have quite a few of these left in stock, or at least they did when I looked last. But this one can be used for lots of different things. The next card that we do use in this, we're going to let this be a snow scene, so we will do that one next. But that is the card. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.